I'd like to welcome you once again to Project Lee Ministries' Several Sacred Secrets of Success broadcast. I'm your host, Gene Coplin, and don't touch that dial. Yep, once again, I believe the Holy Spirit is going to give me to give to you tools of success and victory for whatever is going on wrong in your life, and then even whatever is going on right in your life, that you might even give God praise and glory and honor for that. I believe the next 28 and a half minutes is going to be a blessing to you. Don't you touch that dial. I want to first start off by thanking Mr. Tyler Perry. As some of you who have followed this broadcast know, that yours truly has had a very unique opportunity to be in Tyler Perry's movie, the one that's out now, the one, Why Did I Get Married To? And you know, I thank Tyler Perry because he actually has allowed a song that I wrote over 40 years ago to be a part of that movie. And that song is entitled, I Gotta Find a Way. Wrote it about over 40 years ago. I wasn't even saved when I wrote it, but I could see and sense, even as an unsaved person, I know something came over me as I wrote the words to the song. And I'm so honored that Tyler Perry has actually used it in his latest movie, Why Did I Get Married To? Now, I kind of stumbled in the beginning because I was naming another movie, My Family Wedding. Well, I want to thank the producers of that one also, because we had two songs in that particular movie. I Can Be Cool and I Gotta Find a Way was also in that movie. So I thank you because this really lifts my ministry to another level. I was also informed recently that Janet Jackson wrote a song specifically for that particular movie. And I was informed that in April or early May, there's going to be a soundtrack. And Mr. Perry has not had soundtracks in his movie in a little while. And the soundtrack is coming out. And yep, you guessed it. Yours truly, Bob and Gene Coplin Jr., who wrote the song, I Gotta Find a Way, we are going to be on that soundtrack. And one day soon when it comes out, I'm going to bring the soundtrack, give it to you, show it to you. And truly, trust me, I do nothing but give God the glory and honor for what he's done, for what he's doing, and for what he's going to do. That is absolutely tremendous. I thank him for that. You know what? Let me take a moment to just share with you viewers something about me in terms of a testimony. I was saying this, and I often say it to my young people. When we talk to our young people, I try to tell them not just the good things about Reverend Copeland, but I also share with them the things that are not so good in terms of my past. Someone asked me, why do you do that? Because I want the students to know that I wasn't born Reverend Copeland. I was a bad guy out there. I did some really bad things. But God delivered and saved me. And you know what? By sharing this with the students, not just the good, but the bad, you know what happens? It's almost like I actually come down to their level and let them know, you know what? Reverend Copeland's done some bad things also. And you know, when I'm down there with them sharing, now I can bring them up. And they're with me. And that's so important. You know what? Start off like this. When I was, maybe in my 20s, I stole some stuff, and my life was just jacked up. I was doing drugs. I wasn't a drug addict, but I got into some drugs, and I got busted by the FBI. 7 felony charges, each carrying a maximum of 5 years apiece. I was looking at 35 years in jail. You know what? When I got busted and facing all that time in jail, I'll never forget, my mother saw the money I was making, and she saw the money and she said, boy, where did you get that money from? And I said, Mom, I'm working. She said, son, not that much, you're not working. And she said something to me I'll never forget. She said, son, what goes around comes around. You're going to reap what you sow, young man. I said, Ma, I don't want to hear that religious stuff. I don't want to hear that. And you know what? I had a situation right here in Buffalo in the Fruit Belt. They put me in charge of a Model Cities program, had about 100 people working under me. And what happened, they call it no-show. I had my girlfriend, about 8 or 9 of my friends. They come into work like the other 100, and they all sign in and go out to work in the area. But these particular people, they didn't go to work. They went home. And the crime was, it was a no-show. When they came back on Friday for their checks, since I was the man in charge, I gave them their checks, even though they didn't work. But here's the key. They had to give me half of their check. Yep, I did that. And I did it for the whole summer. And you know what? At the end of the summer, when the program shut down, I waited to see if what my mother said was true. And you know what? I waited to see if what she said, because she said I reap what I sow. And you know what? I waited for the summer, and you know what? Nothing happened. I got away with it. Second summer, second year, same thing. They hired me back. I did the exact same thing 2 years in a row. And after the second year, I waited after the summer program was over to see if what my mother said was true. She said, boy, you're going to reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. I waited to see if, in fact, if I was going to get caught. You know what? Nothing happened. So it seemed. It was sweet. They hired me the third year. Third year, I did the exact same thing. Even worse. Had the people in no-show. And then what happened was some of the people that were working with me, they got other jobs in the summer. But the company downtown, they kept sending me the checks. I was supposed to stamp them, not here, and send them back. But this idiot, what I decided to do, I forged them. So I had my check, half of about a dozen other people's check, and some whole checks. That third summer was over. It was the month of August. I went down with a friend of mine in Atlanta, Georgia. He lived in Atlanta, and I was there chilling with my friend. Well, in chilling with my friend, in chilling with my good friend, what happened was, it was on a Thursday night in Atlanta, Georgia. He had the 40 bowls, the blunts, the get high, everything I needed was right there. He's going to hook me up with a young lady that for the weekend, and I was like, man, just chilling, feeling good. Phone rang. I didn't pay attention to it. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, chilling, until he said it was for me. When he said it was for me, my heart started beating. Sure enough, on the other end of the phone was my sister Laverne, who was also involved in the no-show. I'll never forget her words. Ooh, brother. That's my nickname, brother. Would you believe that? Back then, brother. Ooh, brother, they got you now. Your name's on the front page of the Buffalo Evening News. Irv Weinstein, Channel 7 is talking about you. FBI is looking for you. You got to come home right away. Oh, my God. I lost my high, everything. I'll never forget. I went outside to try to get myself together. It was literally raining outside. A rainy night in Georgia. You remember the song? Rainy night in Georgia. Rainy night. Yeah, okay, you know it. Instead of partying the next few days, I was on a plane going back to Buffalo. Have any idea what I was doing on that plane? Yep, you guessed it. Praying. As big a sinner as I was, praying. Well, you know what? When I got home, they had a photostatic copy of all the charges at my mother's house. I looked through them. I was guilty of all of them except for one. I asked my brother Jimmy, he was also involved in the crime, what did you tell him? Because I heard the FBI had investigated, had interrogated him. He said to me, brother, I was scared. I told him everything. I felt like killing my own brother. Well, you know what? My brother and sister went to trial before I did. And even in the middle of their trial, I believe it was Judge John T. Curtin on the bench. He told them, it's not you two we're waiting for, it's your brother Gene, me.